Okay, so we're back on, and we're still on the sales manager piece. Yeah. So now let's look at, the reason of the pipeline is to break up the sales process into different stages. And we've already had an example now of how one of the key roles of the area sales manager is coaching skills, is asking questions, and through these questions and coaching skills as a way of developing sales reps to achieve their potential and to go out and get more business. Yeah. And so now let's look at the pipeline relative to this. So where does a sales manager help? As a basic premise, if I'm a salesperson, what do I need my sales manager to do? I need them to listen, which means I need to speak to my sales manager about my pipeline and about my opportunities. So my sales manager needs to listen to me speaking about the health of my pipeline, how many opportunities I have at the beginning stages, how many I've got in the stages where I'm creating proposals and getting them validated and getting my pre-sales people in to help me push proposals forward and through. What problems I'm having in stage 5 with my technical resources of marshalling the guys to come up with good proof of concepts for customers, and what opportunities are in the closing stages and moving into final contracts and negotiations. Yeah, maybe I need help from my sales manager. Maybe my sales manager needs to come with me on the final negotiations to give me that piece of power element that I need to kind of impress the big boys at the end. Maybe I need my sales manager to do a couple of specific calls for me. Maybe there's somebody in one of the clients that I'm working with who I can't call because they're just God, they're like too big. I can't speak to them, but my sales manager can give them a call because he's got the credibility, expertise, and he's got the contact. Maybe it's possible that I could use my sales manager to do that for me. Yeah, but the basic role of my sales manager is to understand the health of my pipeline from beginning to end, to help me understand that there are some opportunities at the beginning where I need to put more types of focus. Maybe I need to prioritize at the opportunities in the middle or at the end. My sales manager can help me prioritize and assess those opportunities, and my sales manager can help me identifying resources that I need to sell to particular opportunities at any stage of the day. Yeah? So that's taking into account that I am a sales rep with experience who knows my organization. Yeah? So I know where my resources come from. I know where my people are sitting. I know where to contact. I'm relatively proactive on my own account, and I know where I'm going. Yeah. So my sales manager should be there as a support function, and somebody that I can bounce ideas off, and somebody to keep the overall picture in view, and to suggest that maybe I've been spending too much time on one opportunity and I should get going with another one. Another thing that my sales manager needs to do for me is to bring in the bigger picture. Yeah? If my company has got a list of 3 or 4 product areas which I need to push, and I don't want to push them because I'm an old sales rep who loves pushing the stuff that he's been pushing for years and years and years, then my sales manager can help me focus my opportunities on the new areas of product or service that the company wants to start pushing. So my sales manager will act as the bridge from company direction and strategy to my sales activities in front of the customer. Yeah? My sales manager will hopefully support me getting all of my paperwork in order and making sure I complete my CRM reports on time and making sure the system is not completely full of useless stuff. And in the ideal world, my sales manager will do all of that work for me. That would be a really perfect world. But that's not their job, don't worry. When it comes to targeting, my sales manager's job is to make sure I've got a target that is realistic, ambitious, not completely crazy. Yeah? And if it is completely crazy, because I know there are a lot of people watching who have completely unrealistic, crazy targets, then being useful and resourceful in finding mechanisms and tools and ideas to go and achieve those targets over time. My sales manager needs to understand the quarterly impact of the business on my activities, because my activities are not driven by the quarter. My customers' activities are not driven on a quarterly basis, but my sales manager needs to marry this quarterly need that the organization has with my sales activities and my clients' buying activities at the same time. What else is there? Okay, so those are all things for the situation where I'm an experienced salesperson working within a framework of resources and products and services that I understand. If I'm a new salesperson, let's say I'm like 2 or 3 months in the job, then, I'll be very honest, the role of my sales manager is to teach me the job of sales. So from a pipeline perspective, each of these different stages has got goals at the end. The role of my sales manager is to look at one of my opportunities and say to me, where is this opportunity at the moment? Is it at stage 1 or 2 or 3? What have you done so far? What conversations have you had with the client? What's the next step? The goal of my sales manager is to take me through the early qualifier, to look at those 8 questions behind there, and to manage my expectations as to what I should be looking for in terms of customer contact and what kind of information that I should be looking for from the customer at all. The role of my sales manager will be to suggest directions internally. Who do I need to sell to internally? What network do I need to start building? Where do I get my resources from an internal perspective? The role of my sales manager will be to focus me as a new sales rep on step 1 as much as possible and not let me get swept away by step 3 and 4 and by the existing opportunity that is being done by experienced sales reps. And to give me the opportunity to go out and notice some new opportunity for myself and to start working with some prospectively new customer and client bases on my own. I know that for some of you who are dealing with complex products and solutions, you're going to say, Tim, get a life. That's in a dream world. But the simple fact of the matter is that most organizations hire new salespeople and then throw them straight into existing opportunities around step 3, 4, and 5, and they're lost, and they'll never become proactive on their own basis until they get the opportunity to start noticing some of their own opportunity for themselves. Good. Another role of my sales manager, maybe act as a buffer between me and the bosses of the organization, and to try and get marketing funding for me so I can take my customers to Hawaii or to Skegness or to Dusseldorf if necessary, wherever we can take the customer, if that's allowed in this world of compliance that we now live in. Okay, so I think there's probably more on the role of the sales manager, but we'll come back to it another time.